Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to repot my Hoya Curtisii. I have two pots of Hoya Curtisii and I'm going to pot it together. I thought I will show you how to do it and how I do my Hoya repotting and have success with it. So if you like this video, please hit like and also comment if you have any comments that I can improve, and also please subscribe. There will be more repotting and plant videos coming up for you guys, so just subscribe, don't forget that, and we will see how to repot a Hoya. So while filming this, I also want to show you my Hoya Memoria flower. It's so gorgeous, guys. Can you see it? I mean, I have like two flowers. Look at this gorgeous flower. This is Hoya Memoria. Can you see it? And there is one more flower. And this one is Hoya Rebecca flower. It's so sweet. And there's like more flowers in here. And there is one more. And it smells amazing, guys. It smells so amazing. So I'm just gonna mix some clay balls which I got for the water propagation method, and I'm just gonna mix it with my garden soil, just the regular garden soil, and also some eggshells, and really mix well. Okay, so this is the regular garden soil that I use for outdoor, indoor potting. I just use the same soil for all my indoor plants. I just got it from the regular nursery. It's nothing different. But I am going to add some eggshells which I saved from the kitchen, which is really, really, really nutritious. Now I am mixing the clay balls with the garden soil, like really mix well, and this adds good drainage to the soil, and especially we are planting Hoyas, and Hoya needs a really well drained soil, so I wouldn't put the same plant in just the garden soil and leave it like that. So I'm just gonna add the clay balls to the soil, and also mix some eggshells. So what you see is what I saved from my kitchen. We all eat eggs for breakfast, and it's very easy for me to save the eggshells. Just put them in a plastic bag and then put it in the freezer, or you can just leave it outside if you don't mind the smell. And even now when I open the bag, it smells a little bit, but it's very bearable, and the smell is gonna go away when you mix it with the soil. So what I'm doing right now is I am just taking wooden spoon and then really crushing the eggshells so that it really mix well with the soil when I mix everything together. And don't worry about the smell, it's gonna melt away. You won't feel anything if you mix the eggshells with the soil. The soil is going to really absorb the smell and it's gonna vanish in no time, so don't worry about it. What I'm doing right now is like mixing it thoroughly so that when I pot the plant, the water is not clogged anywhere and the eggshells and the clay balls are mixed equally. No, that's what I'm doing here, and it's really, really important that the soil is mixed very well, and all the eggshells are really, really, really crushed. You can even run it in a food processor, but I don't have a food processor. I don't use it, but it's a really good idea to use the food processor. I'm also gonna add some calcium fertilizer that I got it from the garden store. You can add any fertilizer, and what I have it is just the calcium fertilizer. Because of COVID-19, I couldn't shop much for the right fertilizer, but this will do. And since this fertilizer is for outdoor plants, I'm just gonna add only a little bit of it, and I'm just gonna eyeball it when I add, like maybe like that much should be good. And then make sure to mix it thoroughly after you add the fertilizer. So I'm gonna plant this Hoya first, and if you see, my Hoya is planted in a cocoa chunk, and I'm gonna keep this that way because the cocoa chunk will eventually compost and then dissolve into your soil. So I'm gonna gently remove it and keep it aside, and I'm gonna add the rest of the soil inside the pot because it's very important to have the old soil. And I'm gonna do the same thing to my second plant. This is a very beautiful Hoya, and it's very, very long, and I should be really careful removing it, and because it's very fragile. And this is my favorite plant. Oops, I did um, hurt the plant. I think we have a cutting there, and I will probably use it for my cutting. Okay, so my plant is really long if you see the strands here, and I also got a new growth if you can see, it's right there. But I thought I would repot this plant because winter is approaching and it's almost fall, and it's a good time to repot plants during fall because it would get acclimated before the winter is in. So I'm going to propagate that cutting eventually. So looks like my roots got stuck there, so I have to be really, really careful when removing the roots from the plant, and now I successfully removed it. I'm gonna add in soil first to at least half of the pot, and what I did before is just measured how much the plant takes up in the pot so that I can add soil up to half of the pot and then put the plant back and just pack the soil around it. And now I'm gonna place the plant inside the pot and just gonna pack the soil around it so the plant is not really disturbed. So this is how I repot my Hoya all the time. My customers always ask whether they have to remove the plant from the cocoa chunk, but I don't. I just repot it with the cocoa chunk so that the cocoa chunk can decompose by itself, and it's really good for the plant not to disturb the root system, and it would decompose by itself. You don't have to worry about it. And yeah, the watering is also the same because we have clay balls in here and as well as eggshells, which is really good for draining. the water from the soil, and it won't clog with the roots, and it won't rot the roots, and it's also nutritious. So yeah, this is how I always pot my Hoya. And also in winter, the humidity is very less, so it tends to dry up my plant. So I always pot my Hoyas in a bigger plant just before winter. So it's good for all winter and not dry up. Sure, the plant is nicely packed around the soil. The soil and the clay cutter should be nicely packed so that it's not loose and falling over. And my Hoya is really long, and I'm so proud of my Hoya Curtisii. Look how gorgeous this plant is. So I am gonna make a cutting out of the one which fallen out. I'm gonna stick this in moss and I'm gonna root it. If you want a video on how to root it in moss, just comment below. I will post one for you guys as soon as possible. And this is one of the and guys, what you're seeing is Hoya ubicalax, and this also fallen when I was repotting a bigger plant. And look at the roots, guys, it's crazy, it's crazy. So I did rooting in moss in my home, and I'll show you how to do it exactly. If you follow my videos, please subscribe. I will just show you how to root the Hoyas efficiently even in winter. So yeah, please subscribe, guys. So for now, I'm gonna stick it in the same pot because that's the last bit of moss I have. And normally I used to pot it in my baby bottle sterilizer, which I got it from my pregnancy. My friends gave it, and it's an excellent propagator. So I will show you how to do it in my baby bottle sterilizer. It's an effective Hoya propagation method. So yeah, please subscribe if you want to watch that video. Currently, my rose is propagating in the baby bottle sterilizer, so I will show you that as well. So please subscribe if you want to see that video.